Hi there, I hope you're well. I'm messing about with a slightly different setup to what I've been using recently, and it's given me some headaches, but it's kind of coming together. It's a lot of fun to play with, and I'm trying to learn how to get the best out of it. So, as per usual, I've got my Innovation circuit and my TR-8S. The circuit, I only use the two synths. I don't tend to use the drum patterns on there, although the samples on there are kind of useful if you want to go down that route. But I find that's too many things to do all at once on one piece of kit. So I do the drums on here and the synths on there. I've got my RC202 looper and I've got the Innovation bass station. The base station is linked up via MIDI, but only to synchronize the clock. It's not being sequenced by anything, so this is purely keyboard driven. And I can also latch notes if I want to play just a tone, or I can create an arpeggio on there as well, which is also synced to the MIDI. So this is quite manual in some ways. But everything, once it's all sort of making noises, pretty much everything goes through the looper, and that gives me two things which is kind of fun. I can add input effects, so that's anything that's playing live will get whatever input effect I choose, including the microphone which is plugged in here. So I can sound kind of weird. I can sound kind of weird. So I've got a high pass filter which just takes off the bottom end, as you can imagine, just takes off the bottom end. Ring modulation, which is really bizarre and is the basis of quite a few effects that I've been playing about with. I think that's probably going to be something good. I've got delay and reverb as well, but I'm starting to feel that those are a little bit kind of pedestrian for sound creation. What I'm thinking is that I should be using something more outlandish for those two instead of delay and reverb. So yeah, I can do delay or reverb and make myself sound like I'm in a chamber, which is kind of fun. But yeah, as I say, if I want to use the input effects for creating patches on the fly or interesting sounds on the fly, I think I want to change those up. However, that's what I've got at the minute. So that's one part of it. I can play a synth line from the bass station, and I can add any of those effects over the top of it. So which is also cool. As I say, that's one part of it. The second part of it is obviously it being a looper. Whatever noises I get through that kind of input effect from any of these bits of kit will go through here and can create a loop. So if I give you an example. There we go. So anything that's playing on a loop here will, using the second side of this, be affected by one of 4 track effects. So you've got live effects, which, as I say, are only whatever's being played through the looper, but the loops that are playing back, they go through these live effects. So at the minute I've got a low pass filter, which is great for just kind of wiping something out if it's annoying, or taking the top end off of a busy percussion or synth loop and giving just a nice rumble, which is cool for sort of backing. So that's the low pass, and I've got a vinyl scratch effect, which is kind of weird, but it could be fun. I don't know yet. So you stop it, and then when the dial's in the middle, and then you can reverse the loop. And the more you turn it, the faster it goes backwards, and similarly forwards. So yeah, that's really strange and limited use probably, but it's like the only thing on that button that made sense at the time. And then low pass filter, vinyl, and then I've got delay and reverb again. So there's some potential there. Let's wipe that loop. So that's that bit. And once you combine all these, you can really go to town, especially if I've got a few different patches on the bass station that kind of make sense, and I've pre-programmed a couple of patterns on the circuit, because the circuit has 2 synths. So there's no problem whatsoever in doing like a nice synthy kind of line on one synth here, and then that doesn't make sense, a big full-fledged arpeggio with lots of delay and reverb on one synth, and then a sort of harder bass line which is like a mono synth on the other one. And then here I can do whatever I feel like to create like a loop which is all mashed up and scratchy, or synth effects over the top, like sort of big modulations and things like that. Well, that's the plan anyway, so you know, that kind of stuff. And then on here I've got that kit that I displayed in a previous video, which I will try and link up here somewhere. I don't know where I'm pointing. I'll try and link to that video, but that's like a kit that I developed, which has turned out to be really good for improvising techno. You've got bass drum, you've got an atonal bass line, you've got like a thumpy kind of FM kind of sound. What else was there? There's some maracas, hand clap, all the kind of standard techno kind of sounds, as well as white noise, which is brilliant for fills and things like that. So that's what I've been playing with. I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to try and do something interesting with it and see what you think. obviously that was far from perfect. There was a few bits in there that nearly tore my eardrums out. I hope they didn't come through too loud on your headphones as well. That's where it's at the minute. It's far from perfect, and I need a lot of practice. I'm struggling really with the bass station. It needs some serious patch design on there to really do what I want it to, and I need to get more familiar with the looper properly. But I think there's some way to go with that. I've just noticed as well there's a hell of a lot of noise on this microphone, so yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully I'll be able to clean that up next time. Cheers, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please leave a comment down below. That would really help. And I will catch you on the next one.